All right, welcome to yet another exciting episode of the program, Rufai's Roundup. So, I'm going to be dealing with two issues. Number one will be about, the story making the rounds as regards the war in Ukraine and the evacuation process, which has been very tedious for a lot of Nigerians because the Ministry of Foreign Affairs dropped the ball. But we're excited now that President Buhari has, released $8.5 million dollars to be able to facilitate the process of evacuation. So a lot of Nigerians in Budapest, Warsaw, and Bucharest in Romania, the evacuation can start now. In fact, as of this morning, Alan Oyema confirmed that the first plane is flying out to bring Nigerians in. As at 2 a.m. this morning, the plane was set on the tarmac and it was going to fly out there to bring people in. They had some little delays. The question is going forward, what can we do better? Number one, I think we should have an emergency trigger system for Nigerians in diaspora. That once we sense anything, we could get coherent intelligence and put these stories out there so that they can be able to make their decisions on time. Number two, I think we need to bolster the consular services. Nigerians in diaspora felt left behind a lot of the time by their by their embassies. So we need to bolster the consular services. Three, the Nigerian embassies in many countries in the world need to even have a proper audit of how many Nigerians that are living in those countries. How they are going to get it, I don't know. And most importantly, fourthly, we need to go back while we're doing the constitutional review to campaign for diaspora voting. Because one way you can make Nigerians in diaspora have a sense of inclusion is if you have diaspora voting and you have voting hubs in their consular offices or their embassies. And those are the things we should do to deepen democracy and also make Nigerians in diaspora feel among. If Nigerians in diaspora can be bringing in over 20 billion, or I think less than 20 billion now because of COVID, into the economy, then they should feel that great sense of belonging. The second story I'd like to talk about is the fuel scarcity. Nobody has been able to come and tell us the real reason for the fuel scarcity in Nigeria today. There's been a lot of reasons cited, that of landing costs and all of that. The question is this a pretext to increase the price of fuel? The NNPC should come out clean and tell us why fuel is being sold for over 200 naira in most parts of Lagos and 400 naira in most other parts of the country. Then it begs the question, was this increase in fuel was it about the bad fuel? Was it about the backlog? What is it about? The stress on the lives of Lagosians and some other parts and Nigerians in some other parts of the country is bewildering. There are copious stories of people that are queuing for over 6 hours to get petrol at the rate of 400 naira per litre. Amidst all of this, we've not heard any robust response from the government. In fact, the last we heard is that the president is out of the country. So let's ask ourselves great questions about our leadership and ask in general, what can the leadership do for the people that are hurting and reeling from this fuel scarcity? Uber and some other transportation services have increased their prices. And once transportation costs go up, definitely inflation costs will go up. Isn't it sad enough that we have over 15% inflation rate, which is constantly going up? So the first thing I believe we should do is to come clean to Nigerians. Let them know. And we need to really have a true position about the state of play of subsidy. Because you see, with the Russian invasion and many other things happening, there are international headwinds that we need to be honest about with ourselves. Are we going to pull out subsidy at some point? We should be honest enough to come tell Nigerians, barring any political interest and the need to win elections. Please, this has been another episode of Rufai's Roundup. I had to quickly record this about 4 a.m. in the morning. Subscribe, follow this, and thank you so much for the support.